Things that just that other podcasts don't realize, and WWE I don't think realizes. Ratings. Okay. Back in 1999, at the height of wrestling's popularity, back when I think the highest rating they ever did was an 8 or something like that for the This Is Your Life segment with The Rock and Mick Foley. 8 million people were watching that segment. During the Attitude Era, you know, they're doing 5 6s and 6s and 5s and, you know, 6s and 7s and all that stuff. And you hear people like Vince Russo being like, well, where did the other 4 million people go, bro? And like, where did you're missing the point. Back in those days, there was no DVR. There was no YouTube. There was no internet like we have it now. There was internet, but it wasn't like what we have now. There was no cell phones. There was no Twitter. There was no Facebook. To watch wrestling, you had to sit in front of your fucking television and tune in. If you wanted to watch it later, like me, if it was a school night, I would tape the fucking thing, and if I fell asleep, I'd watch it the next day on a VHS tape. You had to watch. What WWE doesn't realize is you know, they just got the rating from the other day, from this past week's Raw, and it was a 2.5. And apparently everything I'm reading online saying Vince McMahon is panicked and he's threatening to fire everybody and they need to do something to flip a rating. This is where you're going to be. You're going to do 2 5s and 3s, maybe a 3. That's what it's going to be. And this is why. I'm a big wrestling fan, clearly. Do I watch Raw live? No. I don't pay for cable because I don't watch anything on cable. I have Apple TV with my roommate, and we watch anything we possibly want, whenever we want. HBO Go, Hulu, Netflix, whatever. WWE Network, ESPN, whatever. So I just wake up Tuesday morning and watch the 90-minute version on Hulu. 90 minutes, what wrestling should be, not 3 fucking hours. So you're not getting my viewing, and I'm a big fan. I'm not the casual fan. I'm checking Twitter as Raw's going on. I'm checking results online. Every 30 minutes on YouTube, if you wanted to, they put up the clips of the night. So where is the need to watch it live? The fact that nobody brings this up blows my fucking mind. We don't need to watch it live. We can see what's happening through Twitter. WWE, you put up the clips for free on YouTube 20 to 30 minutes after the show. So why do you think anybody would glue themselves to their television for 3 hours on a Monday night and watch this? The fact that you still have 2.5 million people doing this every week blows my fucking mind. You're never going to have those people watch that shit again. It's just never, for what it is, there's no angle, there's no person you can bring back. It's just going to be a few million people every week. Unless you scale back what you're doing. Don't you put so much content out there, and social media is such a big thing. And the Hulu thing. Okay, take Raws off of Hulu then. Take them off of Hulu. Make people watch it. Take the fucking Monday Night Raw content off of YouTube. You put up too much. Back in the day, you started watching Raw, you had no fucking clue what was going to happen. And you hoped that The Rock would show up, and you hoped that Austin would show up, and you hoped that Taker would show up. And if you watched it, you saw it, and you had to go talk about it the next day at school. And that brought you back to watching on Thursday night for SmackDown. That brought you back to watching on Monday. Anticipatory marketing. I run my own business. Everything is only as good as how much anticipation it has. How much there's a want, or the anticipation is there to want that product. Goes that way with everything. You put too much out there, WWE, and now you want these big ratings. Well, why would I wait in line to get the greatest tasting cheeseburger in the world when I can snap my fingers and the cheeseburger could be right in front of me? Or why would I do anything when I could have it? Why would I wait for something that I could have instantly? Same thing. It's the same thing. You're never going to get it back. So all of these people talking about how they're going to get numbers back, it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. They put too much content out there, and it's a different time. Stop hoping that you're going to get back to a 4 or 5. It's never going to happen. You need to either scale back all the shit that you put out, or accept that's going to be your rating, and just go from there. Kane under the ring on Raw this past week. I'm going to spend 2 minutes on this because this is preposterous. In a day of every wrestler having a YouTube channel, a Twitter, everybody knowing it's fake, everybody knowing it's a work, knowing it's a live action show, and them trying to infuse wrestling now with more reality. You know, the Divas Revolution, Ronda Rousey, you know, telling people's real history on television. The fact that you would have a segment to end Raw where a man comes out of the bottom of a ring and pulls another man down like he's about to rape him is weird. Stop doing that. Either pick a side or don't pick a side. You could have theatrics for The Undertaker because it's the fucking Undertaker, and whatever. Wizardry, whatever. Everybody can suspend disbelief for The Undertaker. That's it. Kane, if someone were to tune in and see that, if there was a casual person watching the end of Raw, they would see a giant masked man wearing a wig pulling down another man for some sort of beating and or / rape under the ring. And then smoke shoots up. Guys, please stop. You're insulting everybody's intelligence. Maybe 10 people in the audience that were under the age of 10 were terrified by that and thought it was cool. Please stop. Please stop with that over stuff. It's just stick to storytelling that isn't involving a man busting through a ring and pulling. Why didn't Seth just run away? Or why didn't Seth just fight him off? Why was he resisting going in that hole so bad? Was there something down there that we don't know about that's ridiculous? Just stop resisting and just go in the hole. The last thing that's really bugging me this week before we wrap up here, and these are just things that I'll bring up week to week that I just see that I just don't know if is it Kevin Dunn, is it somebody behind the scenes in WWE that is just against good old wrestling, but you're not allowing talent to get over by not allowing them to look into the camera when they give interviews. And having a girl named JoJo interview people backstage, and these people clearly trying to memorize every word from a written script, not letting them go off script, and not letting them look in the camera and show emotion. What are we supposed to attach to about any character? Go back and watch any Rock interview, any Mankind, Dusty Rhodes, Steve Austin, Ric Flair. They're just looking in the camera and they're just having emotion and they're acknowledging that they're talking to a camera. And so is these, when they get done with these scripted lines and then they just zoom in on the interviewer and they just stare off into the distance and it just goes to black. What the fuck? I shouldn't feel uncomfortable watching a wrestling show. Whose idea is that? Why do you think that's a good idea? Explain to me why that's a good idea, and I will send you a free Monster Energy because they're one of my sponsors on this show. That's why I'm taking a drink right now. Somebody from WWE, please explain that to me. I'm your fan. I have many friends who feel the same way. If you want us to stick around, please, stop overthinking things. Wrestling is simple. Just get two guys in the ring that have a disagreement. Listen to the crowd. Stop basing your decisions on merchandise. You know how much money you guys would make if you turned Cena heel? That would be worldwide news, just like it was when Hogan turned heel in the NWO. But you guys have driven yourself so far into the fucking ground with relying on him for money that there's no turning back. I just cannot believe that wristbands and hats and t-shirts dictate the betterment of the company and the storyline. Blows me away. So yeah, sorry to go off on a rant there. Those are just three things that were kind of bugging me this week. That was your Night of Champions review. I'm going to be back next week, every Wednesday. It's Fake Right Podcast. My name is Kyle. I will be doing these every week, bringing on guests. I have a few friends that I'd like to have on, a few wrestlers I'll try to have on. We are based out of Portland, Maine in the Great Northeast. If you want to get in touch with me, send me an email at itsfakeright@gmail.com. It's fakeright.podbean.com. Find us on iTunes, subscribe, like, and YouTube will be going up soon with little snippets here and there of some of these rants. I'm out of Monster, so that means I'm out of time. Thank you guys so much for listening to the first episode. Tell people about this podcast. If you want to support it, you can support it on our page. You can share it, donate, and get the word out. The goal is to grow this. I love talking wrestling, even though I'm talking to myself right now. I love talking about it. So thank you very much for listening to the first episode, guys. See you next week. Be safe and take care of yourselves.